is Rathkeale Church. Thomas Street. The Boys National School. This is a monument to the Coffee Boys. Down at the end of Rathkeale Graveyard, the Catholic Church. This is Rathkeale Playground, built in the green of St Mary's Park. My daughter's family were involved in this project. This here is where the railway station, railway bridge, crossed it many a time going to Shannon Meads, which is just at the back of that house there. The railway ran along that road there. The railway house, station house, was just around there. They knocked that. The arrow pointing you to the Greenway. This is the Irish Palatine Museum. All the stones in that came out of the railway house. They knocked it, numbered the stones and rebuilt them here. Butterfly Club is in here, the washboard is in here, and you've Design Pro in here. I don't know whether there's anyone else or not in there. This is the start of the Greenway, cycle and walking. And this is the walkway and the cycleway that goes back to Abbeyfield Tully. This walkway is actually built on the old railway line. And this was actually what the townlands of Rathkeale were known as in the olden times. This was the old metal bridge. Built in metal because the trains used to travel over this bridge going towards Newcastle, Arda and beyond. I am now on the river walkway, which is absolutely fantastic, beautiful, relaxing. Look at that, beautiful. The River Deal rolling gently along. The Butter Club, Rathkeale. Wonderful facility. Sean Hennessy's. All this is Sean Hennessy's. The Deal Bridge, now known as the Christy Lynch Bridge. Rathkeale. That was the Deal Hall where we used to all dance. Hard to believe that the road you're looking at now was once the main road between Limerick and Killarney. The Holy Trinity Church. The Holy Trinity Graveyard. And it is also the Anglican Church. And here we have a beautiful shrine. Beautifully cared for. What a shame. Well, we are trying to start up a mint shed. Hopefully we'll succeed. Sean Hennessy, who's moved down now to the industrial park. Community Library, and below that we have the council offices. The cinema, many a story could be told about in there. The Delta Station, Rathkeale, Kilkenan's Pharmacy. Over there is Limerick Militia. This is St Mary's Park, the top part of it, up along there. You're coming to St Mary's Park from there. Just had a bit of glamour, nice flowers growing in our own front by my wife Fred. They look lovely, don't they? That's the graveyard. That's more of St Mary's Park, all the way down along there. You can see it. It's a fairly big park, and right over there from the park is the playground. As you can see, St Mary's Park is a big place. There's over 50, 60 houses, and that's not counting Sleeving and Militia. That car's parked there a long time. See, the grass is nearly gone up round it. That building in the air is supposed to be, as far as I know, a new restaurant. Now, this is the back entrance to Rathkeale House Hotel. Sean Hennessy's. That's a different view of the park. That's the Rathkeale bypass up there. This is the start of what's known as the Monk's Hill, and that's where it goes all the way up to St Mary's Terrace and Fair Hill. Now this is St Mary's Terrace. There's an awful lot of people that lived here that I work with below in Shannon Meads, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of the houses, the fronts of them anyway, have changed completely. That one there is about the only one that's the same. Now I'm moving over into Fair Hill. As you can see, when I was coming up here, housing estate built by the council inside there. And as you can see, it's called Fairview. There it is, all the way down along there. Nice and clean, tidy. More houses built by the council. Most of these houses are built by the owners. Since I was coming up here, all this was nearly land unused. Here's another halting bay in Rathkeale. The old houses, that hasn't changed too much. Down that lane is Pound Lane. A lot of houses built down there as well. These are old houses, never changed, all the way down along there. Down along. The red brick house there hasn't changed too much, and the house below it hasn't changed. They're all the same, the old houses that were here in the days that I was a postman. That's another part of the Fair Hill that has become very built up. Wasn't in my day. In there was the old Fair Hill where my aunt and uncle used to live. At the back of that, in one a galvanised house. This is a view from the middle of Fair Hill, and as I move around you can see how built up it has become. All this place there was hardly no houses here when I was delivering the mail up here. As you can see now how built up it has become. All fabulous houses. All fabulous houses, every one of them. Chapel Lane, all built up as well. When I was delivering the post, there was no houses in this at all. And now you can see how many there are. That field inside here now where this house is built is where Fawcett Circus used to come every year. Now this is Roach's Road. All the fronts of the houses, they've all changed. Every one of them. In there, with the playground, where we learned to hurl, and if you could hurl in there, you could hurl any place. Now, this was the old barracks, Garda barracks, and there next door to it was the sergeant's house. Orchards Road. Many a battle we had with him, Slanders nights, hurling, football, you name it. We had great sport together. As the community centre now was the courthouse one time. Underneath the courthouse you had the cells with the steel doors. Underneath the steps you had the waiting cell. Upstairs you had where all the trials used to take place. I can tell you, boy, there were some stories could come out of that place. Some very sorrowful stories, I'd say, as well. But still, isn't it a fabulous building? It's now the community centre. Isn't that a shame? Council said that there's no vacant land around. Here I am inside the place, tons of it, and all it's grown is weeds. You look all around here, up along, more weeds, nothing grown, and more vacant land, all across, which was part of the mart one time. You look along there, more weeds. And we have no houses to build and no land to build houses. And here we have more land gone vacant, all of it grown weeds again. And here we have more land, part of the mart. Nothing grown inside in it, only going to waste. And then, and that's more of the mart. Here we have Tiger Connors, carpets, furniture, flooring, electric, electronics, televisions, bedding, flooring, you name it, they have it. And here we have Tiger Connor storage sheds. As you can see, it's a big place, and this is part of the building trade, where they sell all the stuff to the builders. You can get paints, everything inside here, even down to a screw you can get. That house has never changed. It's the same as the first day I remember it. Beautiful, isn't it, to see this at the old. And here we have the other side of Tiger Connors, the built home, plumbing, bathrooms, paint, everything you want is inside here, and that in there is into his sheds. And here we have the only petrol station in Rathkeale. Gas, coal, blocks, briquettes, whites, it's also a shop. But the nearest petrol station to this place here is outside at the 5 Crossroads. P&T on the end of Lane. Why it's called Lane is that there used to be a well over there in the olden days. And in around there is Ballywilliam Housing Estate. Walk out that road, straight up, and you end up above in Ballingarry. This here is Collection of Stroker, Rathkeale College as we call it. Go down along there. So must have fairly good football and hurling teams inside there. And there's more of it. The college, all down along there, over, and all that's an extension onto the old college. Ballywilliam has changed a share since I delivered the post here. And up there you have Abbey Court. You can go into Abbey Court from here or above alongside the Abbey. Part-time firemen, two of the first part-time firemen came out of those houses in Rathkeale, the very first fire service. And there we have Tansy's handball alley. I thought it was gone, but obviously not. That's the outside of it, the back. That's the inside of the alley there. You see up there, we see that. And there's the front wall. Up along there, you can see, just above the green barrel. Many a great day we had inside there. That was the parish priest's house one time. Supposed to be belonged to Rathkeale. The parish priest, no one knows what happened to it. There's a lot of rumours about it, but no one can say for definite. That was the first Rathkeale House Hotel, bought by Jerry Fitz. They started a hotel there. That was just an ordinary house. Himself and his wife built a hotel. Tiger Connor bought that one. And he built this one. Fabulous food inside there. There's a lovely function room there also. And at the back of it, there's a lovely garden where you can take lovely photos. And the staff are very friendly, and so is the food. Very, very good. Rathkeale House Hotel. Dr. Cotton's. I remember when there used to be a church there where that car is now. I'm not too sure what persuasion it was, whether it was Catholic or Protestant or whatever, but that's where it was. And inside there you had another doctor's surgery, Dr. Tehan. That's the only house in the town that the front is the same as it was years ago. As you can see, yeah, and buildings going on there. I don't know who's building it. And here we have two more houses where priests used to live. No one knows whether it's the Catholic Archbishop, the town, or the clergy in the town that own those. But they are falling into disrepair at the present moment, and there's no one living in them. And that there is the dispensary. You go to the doctor, he sends you up here, you go in that door there, and you get a bottle off of a man named by the name of Dan Donovan. He'd hand it out to you, and I can tell you, when you take a sup of it, you wouldn't be coming back for another one. It'd just be vile to drink, and it would just be pure brown. God only knows what was put into it. But that was the door we'd go in, and that was the old dispensary. Are the old houses? Look at them. Look at that window. Disgraceful. All locked up. No one living in. And they say then that there's a shortage of houses. White shop used to be there.
That's right.
Desi O'Brien's pub used to be there, and John Brennan. That used to be a butcher's stall one time. That is Gilton Ann's Chemist, once known as Magnus Pub. It was Molly Magna or someone that owned it. That was Bridie Ruttle's hairdressers. Sean Finn's house and a post office alongside it, John's Minsway. There was a pub there, the Halfway House. That was the meeting place in Rathkeale long ago. There at that corner. There you have Boyle's. Betting office was once the PBR shop. That's the post office now. There was a post office there and a doctor's there. Over there you have Veron Finnell's. Right in the top two windows there was once the parish priest used to live in. Down at the back of that house they have stables where they used to go for the hunting and the carriage-drawn horses at their time. Bloomers. The Bank of Ireland. What a building. And what a shame that it is now empty. That there was once a butcher's stall. Hard to believe, but where we are looking now was once a hotel by the name of Madigan's and an undertaker. And that's part of it now, the Eurospar. Over across the way there, we have shops there. There was Mrs. Kitts there when we was going there for the penny fag. Geary's Hotel, now owned by David Manns, and Geary's were also undertakers. McDonald's, hardware, and grocery shops. Big employment was in Rathkeale at the time. And here we have Spare, which was once O'Donnell's and part of Madigan's Hotel. That was once a shoemaker's by the name of Mickey Kirby. That building there was a pub, O'Reilly's. That's where the famous Chinaman was, up on top of that black balcony there, Fitzgibbon's. And right alongside it was another pub one time, but it was turned into a chemist. This is our credit union. That there was where Kelly's Bakery used to be. We had two bakeries in the town at that time, the People's Bakery and Kelly's Bakery. Hard to believe it, but that corner shop, the house there, was once a butcher's stall. The AIB Bank, Rathkeale. The AIB Bank. Here we had Margie Hearn, Sparlands, and the old post office, owned by Griffins. That was part of McDonald's one time, and it was turned into the washboard. They had now moved down to the industrial park in Rathkeale. That was Hickey's shop one time. Now, we're in a part of the town where all the fronts of the shops are the same as they were in the days when I was growing up. As you can see, not one change. All the old buildings, the frontage, all the same. Up along. Until you come to here. O'Sullivan's Bar, where I hope to get into the back of that, because what's inside there is absolutely beautiful. Then alongside it you had Mike Cahill's Butcher's Stall. across the way you had a shop, and the brown doors there was a pub. The Black Line, that was Pickett's one time, closed shop for men. Inside there was Culhan's pub, along there, and that was their house. There we had the Cross Lane, and that house there in front of us was Goodwin's shop. There was petrol pumps there one time. And now here we are. This was where Healy's pub was. And there was also a garage underneath it. And right next door to that, I walked a bit closer to it, but that is exactly where the first fire station in County Limerick was established by a man by the name of Captain John Doyle. First fire station in Limerick, in the square in Rathkeale, and right alongside it you had a blacksmith, farrier. This building here was belonged to Shaughnessy's, who used to sell clothes. That house there in front of us is where one of the best jockeys in Ireland came out of. I can't think of the name of it, but it was a shop, and right next to it there was the round house, as we used to call it, which was a pub. That was a pub one time over there by the name of the Rock and Roll. Here you have another pub, there, Purcell's, and right alongside it was McMahon's, which was another pub and had petrol stations in front of it. That small house was once a garage. This is the small square. Hasn't changed an awful lot since I was young. Then we had the community centre. All around here, you can see it. That was a pub, Frawley's pub in Rathkeale, and this is Roach's Road from the main street in Rathkeale. And the main street, up along there, that was our playground. There along the grey buildings, you had Neville's and Neville's shop, the small building alongside it. But the first grey building you see there was owned by Ganans one time, and it was a grain shop for the farmers, for to come in for to get their grain, for to plant and to feed their cattle and horses. And now we come to the jewel in the crown in Rathkeale. Rathkeale Abbey. As you can see, it is fairly old. This is the inside of it, looking from the gates in, and this is what it looked like looking from the altar. The original altar is still here. What a fabulous asset to Rathkeale. The bandstand in Rathkeale, artificial surface plain pitch, Rathkeale Youth Centre, and right behind it, right behind this building, you have a housing estate by the name of Abbeycourt. As you can see, Rathkeale Youth Centre. There's pool tables, snooker tables, you name it, it's inside there. Over there, we had a pitch and putt club, a good 2 years ago now. And this is Abbeycourt, built by the council. As you can see, it's a fairly big housing estate, and it backs onto Ballywilliam. This is Sullivan's Ironworks. As you can see, it's a fairly big business now. Started off as a farrier, horseshoeing, putting the steel bands on the wheels of the carts that just come in and out here. Neville's house, and right alongside it we have Neville's phone pub. Used to be the kiosk for Boherbue, with people from England ringing home, and they used to always come down here for the phone calls. In there is Big Neville Park, where the Limerick Senior Hurling team trains. They have floodlights, they have 5 pitches, they have training grounds, gyms, you name it, they have it in there. And to think that Limerick County Council once wanted to turn this place in front of you, McNeville Park, into a 72-bay halting site. Oh. Another part of Boherbue, the opposite side of the road to where I was born. Here, this is Boherbue, looking down to the squares. As we turn around, we can see the old houses that were there, they're still there. And that up there along was our playground. We used to have pitch and toss, racing, sprinting, a spinning top, you name it, we played it there. Back then, there wasn't much cars coming on that road, and that road is the main road from Limerick to Killarney Tralee. Now, this is Boherbue, where I was bred, born and reared. As you can see, not one of the frontages are the same. Every one of them has changed. And right behind that is McNeville's Park. Hard to believe, but that was a shop one time. That field over there was known as Neville's Field, where Duffy's Circus used to come into, and Duggan's Carnival used to park up there for a week or a fortnight, whichever. And we used to be up in the morning to watch them coming in with their horse-drawn caravans, and it was a fantastic to see them putting up the tents and everything. Fabulous. There's another view of McNeville Park. As you can see, there's building work going on there to make things, more facilities for the players. Fabulous. And starting from here, your Abbeylands. All the ways up there, going all the ways up there. And that, when it was there, without the houses, was known as Fennel's Field. We used to play football and hurling inside there. Many a great day inside there. That there is the health centre. And here we have Rathkeale Fire Station. 3-bay. All part-time firemen here. No full-time. And the part-time firemen are excellent. And look out that road again. I have to go a good bit. But out there is the 5 Crossroads, where the nearest petrol station is to Rathkeale. And there is only one petrol station in Rathkeale town. But up there, that's called Abbeylands